The sun shining here in a beautiful afternoon. It is spring once again as we keep on rolling through the United Premier Soccer League spring season here in the KYTN Conference. Southern Indiana FC playing host to FC Leopards here at the Green Valley Soccer Complex in New Albany, Indiana. Today's game brought to you by River City Mortgage. Southern Indiana FC proudly presented by River City Mortgage, your dream, our commitment. Well, good evening, everybody, from wherever you may be watching here on the ISC Sports Network. Alongside Brant McCoskey, I'm Kurt Darling. Welcome back in here to another home game for the Southern Indiana FC Teal. Brant, things continue to roll here for the Teal. They're 3-0 through league play, looking to go to 4-0 here against FC Leopards.
Yeah, great start for the Teal this season so far, for this beautiful spring season, as you mentioned before, Kurt, and they're doing it through every facet of their team right now. It's the offense, it's the defense, it's goalkeeping with Zane Love. It's every single aspect of the game for the Teal, and they are dominating every single way.
You talk about the offense. Right now they are leading in goal differential in the KYTN Conference, even though they're tied in the number of goals scored with Tennessee Tempo. However, Tempo has given up 2 goals, so that puts them at the top of the conference right now, as we'll take a look at the conference standings here in just a matter of moments. And you take a look at that right there, Brant. You see Tempo and Southern Indiana FC just like last spring.
Yep, Tempo, Southern Indiana FC right there head-to-head at the top. It's nothing new, really, between these two teams, but really, it's the three-headed monster up top for the Teal. It's Casey McCloskey, it's Kellen Clegg, it's Nathan Brown. They're scoring like they have nothing else to do, right? They're just taking full advantage of it up top, and it's creating opportunities. Kellen Clegg didn't even know if he was going to be starting for this team come the spring season, and he has absolutely proven to the coaching staff that he deserves to be on the field and not take him off.
Definitely, absolutely. Of course, he now has 10 goals in his career as a player for Southern Indiana FC, 3 of them so far this season. He had a couple, of course, against their previous opponent in Paul DePay, of course, who Paul DePayed the price. But you know what? When you're talking about that, it was a 7-0 victory for Southern Indiana on the road, mind you, and it was an excellent game for them to really get their feet under them, even though they even had a slow offensive start. Still, they've really picked up the pace here, and it's hard to say they've had a slow offensive start when they haven't given up a goal, but still, it's really good to get those kinds of games to keep moving on through what will now be a really tough part of the season.
Yeah, really, we get into that tougher stretch of the season. Right, Paul DePay, I can't say a weaker opponent, right? They're still a strong opponent, but the Teal definitely took care of business last week. Goals from Kellen Clegg, Nathan Brown, Taylor Aaron, Seedy, Jake Calderbank came in with 1 goal already. Dogby had 1, and then Luca Perrin also scored 1 last week too. So they were scoring from every position really last weekend. But as we get into this tougher stretch, it's really going to be about continuing to gel as a team. It's going to be about consistency on the field. Exactly what Brad Hodder wants. Head coach Brad Hodder has done nothing but scream from the rooftops about how much fun he's having coaching this team and how much they're gelling.
Absolutely. Let's take a look at the starting lineups for Southern Indiana FC for this particular contest, and pretty much the same old for head coach Brad Hodder. You have Zane Love in goal once again, and you talked about Kellen Clegg in particular, but still another player that's really been getting a lot of looks as well. In fact, a couple players in particular, Elias McLeod and Daiki Ozawa. Daiki in particular, we talked with Nick Hunter earlier this week, and he said that it's been frustrating for Daiki to try and get on the board. In fact, he's had 5 shots on goal this season, but just has not been able to find the back of the net.
Well, and it's not only that he's been almost scoring, right? But he's creating opportunities for his teammates as well. But really frustrating for Daiki not being able to put one in the back of the net. They're really looking for him to punch one in tonight.
And, of course, Zane Love is getting the start in goal this evening. He so far has a lot of clean slates, 3 of them so far this league play. And, of course, he gave up those 4 goals in the Open Cup match against the USL level Lexington SC to start the season. But still, it's really been good to see him get those 3 clean slates after that opening match there in the U.S. Open Cup.
Well, and it's the confidence that Zane is playing with right now that's really showing on the field. He showed it in the spring last year. He showed it in the fall last year as well. But really, so far to start the spring season, 3 clean sheets, like you mentioned, Kurt. He's just a beast at the back. He's a commanding keeper, which is great. That's what every single coach wants to have. knowing that you have confidence in your goalkeeper, that he can command in the back and tell the players exactly where they need to be, is huge.
Meanwhile, let's take a look quickly at the starting lineups for FC Leopards here today. Under the tutelage of Kubwa Aloko, the head coach for FC Leopards, and they are led in scoring by MK Kiza, who has 2 goals so far this season. In the one game that they've actually played, unfortunately, they have been on the receiving end of some bad luck as far as weather is concerned. Their last 2 matches have had to be postponed because of bad weather this spring.
Yeah, unfortunately for them, they haven't really been able to mesh on the field as much because they haven't really been on the field together as much, but they did have that big 3-1 win over Bowling Green a couple weeks ago. So I feel like they take that of, okay, here's where we are as a team. This is where we need to continue to be. Big win for them over Bowling Green. How can that come onto the pitch here tonight against a tough Teal team?
So FC Leopards, who played Southern Indiana FC last spring, it was a 1-0 victory for Southern Indiana in that ball game. Of course, that was a much younger team, a lot of inexperience for Southern Indiana FC at that particular juncture, and that's the one thing to really note about the team here, Brant, is the fact that a year later, lots more organization, and certainly better coaching and better players. The sky's the limit here for this team here going into the spring season.
Yep, absolutely. Well, and before the game kicked off here, Kurt, as we looked onto that near side of the pitch towards us, you see number 55 there, Casey McCloskey, coming off an ankle injury from a couple weeks ago. It's great to see him back and healthy for the Teal.
So we're underway here for 90 minutes of soccer here in New Albany. And Southern Indiana FC, the staple of what they've been as an organization since the beginning. They play possession ball, as you can see, already trying to establish the possession early on as they try to feel each other out in these first 5 minutes. And that goes out of bounds. A throw-in coming here for FC Leopards. Let's take a look now at Brant's 3 keys to victory tonight here for the Teal.
Yeah, and, in talking to Coach Brad Hodder yesterday, it was really, for them, it's attention to detail on the restarts, being able to take advantage of these restarts, these set pieces, making sure that we are taking full advantage of those, eliminating their attacking spaces, which is going to be key, which is what they've done all season long, is suffocating defense. As soon as a player gets the ball, we've got 2 or 3 defenders on them. And then don't let the ball get stuck. Keep the ball moving. What they don't want to do is get pounced on by these Leopards and being able to move the ball freely. And they know that they have speed and power on the outside, and they're going to take advantage of that tonight.
Well, you talk about the speed and power in particular on the defensive end for Southern Indiana. You certainly don't have a better back line probably in the conference than Haji Abdi Kadir, Luca Perrin, as well as Brad Hornback.
Yeah, Brad Hornback has really come into his own, which is great to see. Luca Perrin, like you and I were talking before the match, Kurt, he is just an absolute beast at the back. And then you've got Haji Abdi Kadir, who's just a force to be reckoned with on that far side. With his speed and his great footwork, he is also a force to be reckoned with.
You see the stands here this evening. An absolutely brilliant crowd tonight here at the Green Valley Soccer Complex. And, Brant, this was fitting to be a really busy night here in the Louisville metro area because of the fact that tonight was supposed to be Thunder over Louisville. Yeah. Well, unfortunately, that had to be canceled because of all the devastating flooding that has actually been taking place in this area. So certainly a lot of people still reeling from that, and our thoughts are certainly with them in particular. But nevertheless, it's been good in this particular case for Southern Indiana FC to really get a lot more people to come out here and enjoy the product that's being on the field right now.
Well, and like you said too, Kurt, all of our thoughts and prayers go out to the people who are dealing with that devastating flooding in this area. But at the same time, this is a massive opportunity to showcase what this Teal team does have on the field. And we talked to Nick Hunter, and this community means everything to this organization. And so they've been out in the community this week. They've been doing visits and everything. Sledge has been out there as well, which is great. But at the same time, it's community for this Teal team, and it's great to see all these people in the seats.
The Teals starting to get a little bit of an attack rolling here as they work the ball deep in the Leopards zone at the moment. And working off a few more set pieces as they keep trying to do so. Here is Dykey working the ball. He gets it back to Casey McCloskey. McCloskey tries to work to the right side now. And And we go out of bounds. And will be a set piece coming up here for Southern Indiana. And this is certainly one thing that we talked about with Nick Hunter earlier this week, is the fact that they're really trying to get better with set pieces here at this point in the season.
One of their main focal points this week at training, the last couple of weeks at training, have been set pieces, taking advantage of these set pieces, because you never know how many you're going to get in one match. So another great opportunity.
Nathan Brown lobs that up, and you see a really good header that time off the noggin of Haji Abdikadir. Elevating up, but couldn't quite get the angle on that one. But nevertheless, a very good opportunity there for the Teal.
Yeah, good to see Haji all the way up in the box. And look at this pressure from the Teal.
Defensive pressure has certainly been a staple, as we talk about here for Southern Indiana. Working now the 5th minute here of the opening half of this matchup. And FC Leopards starting to get some organization on the attack. This is Musa trying to work the near sideline. And he coughs it up into the feet of Perrin.
This is one thing that we've noticed while covering the Teal, Kurt, is this defensive line for the Teal, which we've already discussed during the match so far, is they play a very high line, but at the same time, as soon as that ball comes across midfield, they're on it.
And an offside call going to be the whistle there on Sidi Muhammad, who got a little bit too far behind the last defender there, but still an excellent ball forward that time from the midfield. You take a look at this again. And CD clearly in an offside position that time, but the right idea in particular.
Yep, absolutely. Unfortunately, just got too far ahead of himself.
Here is Dykey off the steal. And trying to work it forward now is Brown. And CD again in the midfield.
And this is what you want to see from the Teal right now, and this is what they've also practiced this week, is being able to get the ball to the outside.
Brown looks it into the middle to Clegg. Couldn't quite get a foot on it that time, as the defense was stout that time from Leopards. There is Alan Bezosa. Here comes FC Leopards now, working the ball down the far sideline. And that was Lewis, who couldn't quite keep possession. It goes out of bounds. It will be FC Leopards on the throw-in. And talking about Alan Bezosa in particular, you saw him a lot on the attacking front during the fall. He's moved more into kind of a forward/center mid type position here, and that's really been paying dividends for the Teal.
Yeah, it really has, because again, he's another very athletic player that can create opportunities. He's great on the ball, great footwork, great speed when he has the ball at his feet. And he's just a great leader on the field too, and that's exactly what you want from a forward/mid player.
So 6 minutes have come and gone in this one, as Brown works the far sideline. In the middle is McLeod right there, and back into the feet of Perrin. Hornback to the far side here with Bezosa. You hear Coach Brad Hodder pleading with his team, saying that we need a break. They got to get things going forward right now as they try to get organized. The Teal being patient at the moment. Back and forth between Perrin and Hornback. Long ball sent forward here by Hornback, and it's stolen away there by Akiza Ezuran. And right back to where we started again.
Yeah, and this is exactly what the Teal want to be doing. They want to make sure that they are maintaining possession, winning the possession game, but also taking advantage of opportunities up top.
When you notice, too, here, Brant, the attacking front here from FC Leopards, not exactly in any hurry to apply any pressure, as CD couldn't track that one down with, again, not being in an offside position.
Yeah, and you know, talking to Nick Hunter yesterday, he explained this is a very aggressive Leopards bunch, and they play a very high line. And, you know, the last time that they played each other, the Teal had a hard time breaking that line, so Coach Brad Hodder has really – he did his due diligence in training this week and made sure that they were doing everything they could to break that line, which is going to be, you know, playing across those channels and getting the ball to the outside, creating opportunities in the middle.
This is an FC Leopard squad that got a 2-0 win over Bowling Green to start the season. just a couple of weeks ago before having their 2 subsequent matches after that postponed due to weather. Here's a break on the ball here by FC Leopards. They have the numbers. Putting it forward now here is Lewis. Lewis gets into the 18 and trips it up and loses possession. It goes out of play. And it'll be a goal kick coming up here for Zane Love.
Yeah, it was a bad giveaway in the midfield. The Leopards come out on a break, and luckily
he just tripped up.
He tripped up on his own shoe, but the Teal have to be careful with that. One bad giveaway could lead to a mistake at the back and an easy goal.
At one point, that was 4-on-1 right there. You just had Perrin back there to help.
Yeah, Luca Perrin did a good job cutting off the angle, slowing up the pace to allow his teammates to get back on defense, and luckily the attacking Leopards tripped up.
Brown in the midfield. Leaves it back here for Haji. Haji on the far side, back to Brown again. McLeod in the middle, and we have a whistle, and it's going to be a foul coming up here on FC Leopards. And Brown on the receiving end there. He is slow to get up, but he's okay. Well, while we have a moment, attention soccer fans, Soccer Post Clarksville is your go-to store for top quality gear, offering an extensive selection of apparel, as well as footwear and accessories from all your favorite brands. Locally owned and conveniently located off of I-65, we're here to support coaches and players and teams. Visit us online today at soccerpostclarksville.com. And while we were getting through that, Kellen Clegg took a hard shot right there just off the top of the 18.
Yeah, good free kick. Kellen Clegg goes to control it and just gets rocked in the back.
And that should clearly be a yellow card if it hasn't been adjudicated already.
I didn't see one, Kurt.
I did not see one either, but either way, it is a good spot here for the Teal. Just about 20 yards off the goal line here.
Again, an opportunity for the Teal to take advantage. This is what Coach Brad Hunter wants right here.
So the Teal discussing their options here as our officiating crew gets things all set up. Standing over the ball here is Bezosa as well as Brown. Brown will take it and goes right into the wall that time. A high ball. And it comes down here with McCloskey, and it's cleared out back into the feet here of Hornback, who's way up on position.
Yeah, Casey did a good job bringing that ball down in the box. Unfortunately, he got knocked away as soon as he got possession of it.
And it looks like Brown was in an offside position just barely on that. But as we take a look at this again, hits the back line there. That was off of the feet of Jonas Abedi.
Yeah, and again, Leopards doing a great job. As soon as that ball came out of the box, they pushed that line up, putting the Teal in an offside position. So great job defensively from the Leopards to push that high line.
The pressure being applied here by Southern Indiana as FC nearly pushes the ball away. Here comes Leopards, and they just roll it into the feet here of the defense. And they'll reset here with Zane back in the goal area.
Yeah, smart play there by Luca Perrin to push that ball back to Zane. He had nothing in front of him that was available. Good job pushing it back.
You can certainly tell how fast this FC Leopard squad is. They are bringing it certainly in spurts right now as they bring one yet again. Here comes Abedi. Leaves it to the outside. This is Kiza. Tough spot here now for the Teal.
Yep, got to clear it out.
And McLeod does just that. Pushed ahead and coughed up again there by Southern Indiana. And it goes out of bounds.
Yeah, Dykey did his best there to get the ball up to Kellen, but just couldn't quite get it to him.
Well, so far here, Brant, this game is as advertised. It's been tough for Southern Indiana to break through as FC comes up with another turnover. Here is Kiza. Kiza going hard there on Haji. And Kiza either wanted a whistle or a foul or something, but it's going to be a goal kick here for Southern Indiana.
Yeah, to be honest, Kurt, I really feel like this is the most pressure the Teal have seen really all season long so far. And not that they weren't expecting it, but I don't know if they expected it this early, really.
As Zane Love takes his time.
Second, step up.
Pushed forward. Taken here by Southern Indiana. Some good possession here by Clegg, who tries to turn the corner with Bezosa, but it's cleared out there by Enzerant, and it goes out of bounds.
Yeah, great ball there by Zane to push the ball forward. Then unfortunately got stopped up, but great opportunity here for the Teal.
McLeod here working with Hornback. And pushed back into the feet here of Perrin. Luca sends it forward.
Great ball.
Onside here is Bezosa trying to get up off position. Their goalkeeper, Black, comes way out of position and just interferes with it, but here comes Clegg. Clegg tries to lob it inside to McCloskey. McCloskey, lots of traffic for him as he just gets it stolen away, somehow gets it back, and now will try to cross it alongside. Stolen away. Here comes Sidi Muhammad. Muhammad tries to work into the 18, splits the defenders, and it's cleared out there by FC Leopards. What an effort there by the Teal.
Yeah, beautiful possession there offensively for the Teal. Great attacking for Southern Indiana FC. Unfortunately, couldn't get it in the back of the net. Casey, Sidi, Kellen all getting involved in there, and just a great set of events there for the Teal. Just couldn't get it in the back of the net.
Just a swarm of yellow jerseys there for Sidi Muhammad to try and work with that time.
Well, and the fact that he split the defenders on that one, too, that was very impressive.
Well, be sure to taste the difference at Jersey Mike's, from the classic Italian to the flavorful Philly cheesesteak. Every sub packed with bold, delicious taste. Stop by Jersey Mike's in Charlestown or Jeffersonville today for your sub above. Well, Southern Indiana firing a shot across the bow that time of FC Leopards. And Luca using his height and his size to his advantage right there to keep control.
Yeah, that was all height and power there by Luca Perrin.
McLeod pushing forward now here with Brown. Long ball to the far side. Good ball pushed forward here, but nobody to track it down that time. And Black will reorganize things here for Leopards.
You know, a player that you just mentioned, Kurt, Elias McLeod, in talking to Nick Hunter yesterday, Coach Brad Hodder as well, they absolutely love this guy. You know, he's a lockdown player at the 6th spot, constantly communicating with his teammates. He's a conductor, really, in the midfield, which is exactly what you want a 6 to be. And just arranging the pieces to make sure everyone's in the right spot. He's a great leader on the field, and he's really fun to watch.
One of the newest additions for Southern Indiana for this spring season. And part of that, really, that recruitment overhaul that Coach Brad Hodder orchestrated during the offseason. Here's an attack by FC Leopards. Quickly negated here by McLeod, trying to push it forward here as Bezosa comes and tracks that one down.
Yeah, great job by Bezosa to come back into the midfield to win it back.
Haji, long ball on the near sideline. McCloskey comes down with it, gives himself some space, but an excellent tackle there by Kiye of FC Leopards stalls that attack out. You got to give credit where credit is due. Kiye with an excellent tackle on that ball.
Yeah, Kiye with a great tackle. Casey McCloskey, though, great job creating space on the outside to get open to even receive that long ball, but Kiye with a fantastic tackle.
Another short set piece here for Southern Indiana as we work the 18th minute of this first half. Muhammad leaves it short. Haji playing way up. Back across the midline to Perrin. Love will unload it forward. And nobody there that time without being in an offside position. The goalkeepers are certainly covering a lot of real estate here in this ball game so far.
Yeah, both coming way out of their boxes here early in this match, Kurt.
Clegg applying some pressure to the back line of FC. Loose ball. Stolen away here by Muhammad. Stolen back again here by Kie. And a tough ball pushed out that time by, I believe that is Clegg standing nearby. So both teams experiencing the bend but not break sensation here as we work closer to 20 minutes.
Yeah, both teams already huffing and puffing as they regroup here for the throw-in.
Hornback moves the ball slowly forward. Here's Bezosa.
Good ball.
Bezosa puts it forward. And onside this time is Clegg. No, the flag is up.
That was a late whistle.
That was incredibly late. As Clegg tracks down the ball, he was nearly in an onside position. But the whistle right there as he's just about to get on the break.
That's unfortunate.
That was
a very late whistle.
That was low-hanging fruit, too, for Kellen Clegg. But the attack negated there by the whistle.
Yeah, he clearly didn't think he was because he didn't slow down his run at all. But again, that's where they talked about this week is that this FC Leopards team, they play that high line. They're going to get you offsides time and time again if you keep playing that long ball because they play so high.
That was an issue in their game during the spring a year ago.
Yep.
That has already been an impact again this time around. McLeod.
There
Long
we go.
ball
Great
onside here this time to try and get it to Clegg. And just going out of bounds for a corner there off the foot of Black. As Clegg couldn't quite get that one with Jonas Abedi getting there first.
Well, and it was a great job there by Kellen, too, to time his run to make sure that he was in an onside position, timing that run perfectly, causing another set piece with the corner kick.
Brown teeing the ball up here. Lobbed up. Headed out off the rebound. Clegg tries to unload it again, but pushes it over and out of play. And a goal kick coming up here for Leopards.
Yeah, and I can't get enough of Kellen Clegg. I can't get enough of him. This kid is playing absolutely out of his mind. 3 goals in 3 matches. Just fantastic soccer so far this season by Kellen Clegg. Again, you know, coming into the spring season with so much talent up top. Didn't even know how much playing time he would get.
He wasn't even in the starting lineup by the time the spring season actually rolled around.
Yeah, absolutely. And he has put in the time, he's put in the work, and he's doing a fantastic job. Easy there, Luca.
Luca coming out on the positive side of that interaction as we play on.
Yeah, Luca may have gotten away with one there. Oh, great footwork there by Bezosa.
Bezosa trying to shake off the defender there, or the attacker, I should say, in Diego. Bezosa. Back with Perrin. Lots of space for him to work now. Haji off the one touch. Here comes Sidi Mohammed. He's onside. Mohammed tries to shake and bake inside that time again, but excellent defense by Jonas Abedi to negate the attack again. And that is the frustrating thing about this particular sport, Brant McCoskey.
Yeah, absolutely. Sidi did a fantastic job. Unfortunately, just that tried to cut in too hard onto his left foot, but man, that's so frustrating. He was in the box, he was right there.
He had McCloskey to help him as well.
Yeah, absolutely. They were 2v1, unfortunately couldn't get it to Casey.
Hornback interferes on the attack, gets it to Brown. Brown lobs it to the far. Here comes McCloskey, one-on-one with the defender.
Great
has
overlap
a little
by
bit of help.
Great overlap by Dykey there.
McCloskey couldn't quite get it to Dykey that time. Here is McLeod. To the left now here with Bezosa. Bezosa back to McLeod. McLeod lobs it inside and just out of the reach of Dykey before it gets into the hands of Black.
Again, Dykey creating opportunities. Just couldn't get it to him. Dykey may have been in an offside position as well. Great header away there by Haji.
Lots of action. certainly has happened here in the last 5 minutes.
And again, Dykey getting into the action.
Here is Dykey. He lobs it forward. Clegg just a little bit of a touch that time, but not enough.
Hold your feet, hold your feet.
Again, the Teal putting on the pressure. This is exactly what Brad Hodder wants to see. Keep this pressure up. Keep the Leopards on their heels.
And a free kick coming here for Luca Perrin. And he makes quick work of it.
Yeah, the Leopards bench did not like that call.
Here is Brown off of the long ball. Brown one-on-one here with Alex. Saleh Alex keeping close to him. Brown tries to get away from him and tackled out of bounds. And a throw-in coming up here for Southern Indiana. Well, Orion Renewable Energy Group is proud to sponsor SIFC. Orion puts the sun to work for Indiana families with clean renewable energy. There's power in the sun, and Orion Renewable Energy Group is developing clean energy with solar projects all across Southern Indiana. Learn more at orionrenewables.com. Go team, go solar power in Indiana. Here is Dykey, dinking and dunking his way through some traffic, and a free kick coming up here for Southern Indiana. And we got a yellow card issued here to FC Leopards.
Yeah, great job by Dykey to continue playing through that pressure, getting pulled, pushed and pulled the whole way through. Good call there by the official. Again, Dykey getting involved.
And with the physical nature of this match here, Brad, that was a matter of time before somebody was probably going to get a card one way or the other.
Yeah, these two teams have been going at it early. It was only a matter of time before one got taken out of the pocket. So hopefully the referee can get things kind of calmed down a little bit. These guys have been going at it, which is great. It's been very entertaining soccer here in the first half, Kurt, but at the same time, the referee needs to maintain control.
Bezosa and Brown standing over the ball again here just off the 18.
And you have to think they go right at it here.
Brown unloads right on goal. Can't quite get it that time as Black comes down with the save.
Yeah, great job there by Nathan Brown getting the ball over the wall. Great job by Black to
and that's the first shot on goal that Southern Indiana has had here this afternoon. They've had a couple shots. That's the first one on target here today.
Yeah, I was going to say a lot of great opportunities for the Teal, just unfortunately not on target except for that one. And we talk about Nathan Brown up top for the Teal. He's done a fantastic job all season, proving again why he was such a great acquisition before the spring season for Nick Hunter and the Teal.
Had 2 goals against Paul DePay. 3 goals so far on the season.
Oh, Dykey.
Dykey comes away with the steal. Tries to cross it forward and gives it right back into the feet of FC Leopards. That is Diego. Works it forward here to Saleh Alex. Alex on the far sideline. Tries to pressure inside and can't quite get the angle that time, but still an excellent effort there by Leopards.
Yeah, again, Leopards showing how quick they can be on that touch line. Just blew right past Brad Hornback, unfortunately, and got a good ball inside, but just knocked away from the Teal.
Nearly a good break there for Southern Indiana, but Clegg called for the handball, a free kick here for FC Leopards.
Yeah, ball took a bad bounce and right off of Kellen Clegg's forearm, unfortunately. He had space right in front of him, too.
Leopards working the middle right now here with Musa. Good ball forward here for Alex. Alex tries to find some room inside, cleared out by Perrin. Bezosa can't quite keep possession. Tough spot here now for Southern Indiana as Kie moves it over to Kiza. Kiza tries to cross it right on goal and saved there by Zane Love. Shot on goal there for the Leopards. And it's poked out of bounds there by Love.
Yeah, great touchback here, great cutback. Tries to bend it back in. Zayn Love does a great job knocking the ball over the post. But again, a very shaky situation there for the Teal defense. It was a bend but don't break kind of situation for the Teal. The Leopards coming down with speed and now causing this free, this corner kick.
Which is not something that you see Southern Indiana on the receiving end of too often. Loose ball, tough spot. Love corrals it.
Yeah, good job defensively there for the Teal. Zane Love coming in to scoop it up.
Haji working the back right now here with Muhammad. McLeod looking for the opening, has Bezosa, who just puts it right back into the open area. Working the 30th minute now here of this first half, and the offense has certainly been tough sledding on both ends, but it has certainly not been non-existent.
Yep.
Poked forward. Haji able to corral that one away from the offense as Love has to quickly push it out there off of the pressure. Leopards a little more organized on the attack now as Kiza.
Yeah, Leopards right now doing a great job with possession, especially in the middle of the field.
Pogba tries to push it forward. Bodies on the ground. That's Lewis. And now the other way. This is going to be a free kick for Southern Indiana, and nearly a card here for FC Leopards, I believe, as the official has a few words here with Pogba, who sits on the ground.
Yeah, that looked like a retaliation tackle there from the Leopards. A no call before, then Bezosa goes in to get the ball, and number 6 just absolutely takes him out by the ankles.
And so Pogba having some words with the official, trying to plead his case. So we'll take a look at this again. And the ball certainly away that time, a play at the feet there by Pogba.
Yeah, no yellow card on that one, which in my opinion it should have been, but nobody cares about my opinion, Kurt. But at the same time, that was a a very tough tackle, and lucky that Mr. Bezosa wasn't injured on that one.
Push forward, and Muhammad can't corral that one. And now we have a flag up. It may have been a late off, or either a foul or a late offside. Either way, it's going to be a free kick here for Leopards. And Zarant tries to dribble it forward, and it's FC ball.
Again, a beautiful night for soccer as we look across and we see the stands are full. The stands are full here at home, which is fantastic to see.
Just indicative of the growth of this young team, now in their second full season of existence here with this spring season. Perrin working with Hornback. Perrin pushes it forward. Loose ball, Dykey comes away with it, tries to tip it to himself. But Black comes down with it, cleared back into the middle. Here is McLeod. McLeod tries to push it to Dykey, who is running the opposite direction.
Yeah, unfortunately, Dykey was in an offside position, so he was trying to track back to get into an onside position, but unfortunately, Elias had already played the ball and it was turned over. But great job there by Dykey and Elias to keep that ball moving.
Again, indicative of sometimes the game of soccer being a game of being in the right place at the right time.
Absolutely, especially at the pace in which this game is going right now, Kurt. That ball's bouncing everywhere. It's being played everywhere. Being at the right place at the right time is going to be absolutely crucial.
Ball tracks out of bounds, and a throw-in coming up. Well, be sure to transform your outdoors with Forever Lawn Kentuckiana. Get a beautiful, low-maintenance lawn all year round with Forever Lawn Kentuckiana. Perfect homes, businesses, and playgrounds. Visit ForeverLawnKentuckiana.com for your free consultation today. For Forever Lawn Kentuckiana, beauty and durability in one. Loose ball here as Kie has a run for FC Leopards.
Great job defensively there for the Teal, tracking back and knocking that ball away.
McCloskey playing way back off his position there, gets it to McLeod. McLeod, the roller forward, And easily negated that time by Abedi.
Yeah, McLeod does a great job playing that ball through the middle. He had 3 of his Teal teammates merging onto that one location. Unfortunately, just played it a little too hard and knocked away there by FC Leopards. Kellen Clegg almost got onto the end of that one, but great idea there by Elias McLeod.
But if you're Coach Brad Hodder right now here, Brant, it's just been tough to at least get those attacks going deep. You've had a little bit of spurts here and there in the midfield, but what do you do to move things around to try and get more organization closer to the net?
Well, and I feel like they've done a fantastic job getting the ball to the outside. I feel like they need to continue to do that. Do not stop pushing that ball forward. Eventually, you're going to break that line. Eventually, you will break that line because they're going to get caught off guard because you're just hammering the ball down their throat. But at the same time, you have to make sure that your defensive players are tracking back because this FC Leopards team has got some serious speed, and they're going to eventually take advantage of it if you're not careful.
Coach or owner Nick Hunter saying that this FC Leopards team is aggressive and gritty, and they have been just as advertised so far here in this contest. Muhammad gets a break on the ball, push forward this time. Here comes Clegg. He's onside. He's all alone, though. Clegg gets inside. Shot saved by Black. What an effort there by Kellen Clegg, but just couldn't quite find the opening.
Again, the speed on the defense by FC Leopards. Kellen Clegg tries to cut it back, gets it back to his left foot, and just shoots it right at the keeper. Kellen Clegg, again, creating opportunities with that speed up top.
Shot on goal number 2 on the night for Southern Indiana. But even better, how about the assist attempt there from Muhammad to find Clegg there off of that break on the ball in the midfield.
Yeah, it was a beautiful ball by CD to feed Kellen. Then Kellen tried to do it himself. He was all alone in the box, so he had no choice but to do it himself and got a great shot off.
Bezosa finds Dykey. Dykey in an onside position. One-on-one with the goalkeeper. Tries to fire and goes to the outside. And a whistle and a penalty kick awarded to Southern Indiana. What an effort by Daiki Ozawa.
Daiki just absolutely gets pulled down by the jersey in the box. Terrible choice defensively. As we see the replay, Daiki one-on-one with the keeper just gets tackled in the box. Easy call for the official. Absolutely.
Easy call for the official right there, but Daiki Ozawa again unable to find the net right there. But you see Kellen Clegg egging on Daiki Ozawa right there. And we have a red card. It looks like we have a red card here, Brant.
Yeah, absolutely. We have a red card here for the tackle in the box.
So that means
FC
Leopards will be playing with 10 men for the remainder of this match. Well, things just get even nuttier here over the last couple of minutes. You have a PK coming up here for Southern Indiana, and now a player sent off here for FC Leopards.
Well, and Kurt, FC Leopards right now absolutely pleading their case, but they have no defense to stand on because of that tackle in the box. He absolutely had his arms around Daiki and tackles him in the box.
And a few words being exchanged here between Pogba and Alan Bezosa.
Yeah, Bezosa needs to be careful here too because, like I said, they have no defense to stand on regarding that tackle.
So a red card after this sequence of events.
Beautiful run by Daiki. Gets tackled in the box and still almost put it in the back of the net.
That was Jonas Abedi, by the way, who was guilty of that. And still the captains trying to plead their case with the official right now.
And the Leopards right now doing everything they can to ice the Teal when it comes to this PK right now, Kurt, because they are pleading their case. And Luca Perrin's like, let's get this moving along here.
Yeah, that's Pogba and Diego telling Pogba to back off here as we try to keep things rolling.
Yeah, and Luca Perrin doing a great job. He also is wearing a captain's armband, so he can approach the official as well, but at the same time trying to keep everything under control, trying to keep that referee out of harm's way as well.
And so taking the PK will be Nathan Brown. Nathan Brown looking to get his 4th goal of the season here. It's just him and Black.
And I say it every time, Kurt. Low into the corner.
And again, we're getting some players talking with their own goalkeeper here. Trying to, like you said, Brant, trying to do what they can to try and delay the action here as Brown still stands over the ball.
Yep, he's going to walk up to the ball, do a do his PK ritual. Make sure that he's in his rhythm as well. Referee making sure that the ball is on the spot correctly.
Nathan Brown, 2 goals against Paul DePay FC just a match ago.
Low into the corner with power. Here we go.
So here we go. Brown puts it on target and finds the back of the net. Score! Nathan Brown, goal number 1 of the game and goal number 3 in the last 2 matches, puts up Southern Indiana 1-0 here in the 39th minute.
Does a fantastic job, makes it look easy. Nice and low past the keeper. Nathan Brown, goal number 4 on the season. Fantastic finish there by Nathan Brown on the PK. Great setup by Daiki Ozawa on the run, causing the PK, getting tackled in the box. Here we go, look at it.
Just standing and then firing, going right down the middle.
Hesitates just enough to get the keeper off his feet. Great finish by Nathan Brown. 1-0 Teal as we head into the 40th minute.
Well, that goal presented to you by Doghouse. If you're craving the ultimate gourmet hot dogs, sausages, and burgers, look no further than Doghouse. Made with top quality ingredients and served on their signature grilled King's Hawaiian rolls, every bite is a game changer. Visit Doghouse today and taste the difference. Check out the full menu at doghouse.com.
Yeah, if you're the Teal now, knowing that FC Leopards is down to 10 men, you take full advantage of it. And if you're FC Leopards, you have to know cooler heads prevail. They have to make sure that they keep their wits about them, and don't get another red here before the half or even before the match is over, because that could be very detrimental.
But that is certainly one thing to think about here, Brant. Now that FC Leopards, they flinched, so now you take advantage of it.
Yep, absolutely. They flinched. The Teal took advantage of it, and now you try to take advantage again.
And in an offside position, there is Kellen Clegg off the good ball forward from the midfield.
Yep, off the offside. Leopards looking to play it quickly.
And I believe the player sent off by FC Leopards was Jonas Abedi, number 16. And if you're Coach Akolo here for FC Leopards, you have to change things up now to play with 10 men.
Yeah, knowing that you're playing with 10 men, you have to shuffle things around defensively. How does your attack look? Are you going to continue to press as much, knowing that you're 1 player down in the back? But at the same time, you continue to utilize your speed against this Teal defense if you're FC Leopards.
Referee says play on as the ball goes out of bounds. On the attack here are the Leopards. And Perrin just lets that one go out of bounds.
Yeah, Luca Perrin does a great job there, shielding the ball as it's going out of bounds. As he's getting pushed and shoved and knocked around, does a great job using his size to shield the ball and give the Teal a goal kick.
Haji Abdikadir, one of the veterans on this Southern Indiana FC roster, as Clegg comes down with that one, but just touches it out of bounds. Actually, that was McCloskey, I should say. Daiki puts it back in play, and we play on here as we approach 45 minutes and halftime here in New Albany.
Lots of space there for Brad Hornback.
Bezosa pushes it forward, loose ball, corralled down that time and tripped up as Brown. No whistle, but here is McLeod in attacking spot, lobbed far to the outside that time and comes down to McCloskey.
Oh, great touch by Casey.
McCloskey tries to cross it up forward, but they say that he was just out of bounds when he did. And a quick goal kick here for Black.
Yeah, Casey did a great job corralling that ball, gets a good touch on it, just puts a little bit too much power on it. It goes over the touchline for a goal kick for Leopards.
McCloskey nearly coming away with a steal right there on Kie. He corrals them into the corner. And I believe this is going to be a corner for Southern Indiana. And the official and Kie having some words. McCloskey, quick on the attack. Down inside to Clegg, up top to Perrin. Brown Tries to meander forward. Brown crosses inside, and off the rebound, nothing there off the save from Black. And Dykey will push this back into the middle. Brown lobs it back in. Can't quite find anybody in an onside position, but McCloskey is onside. He crosses forward right into the stomach of Kie, and another corner kick coming up for Southern Indiana.
Yeah, great job there by McCloskey to make sure that, hey, I am onside. I'm going to take advantage of this one and try to get the ball across. But great sequence here for the Teal right before halftime, Kurt.
Come on.
McCloskey again. Right boot into it. Headed forward, right on target that time, and interfered with and nearly in. And that was Haji who had the header that time on target, but nothing there.
Yeah, great ball in by Casey. Haji gets the header on.
And that nearly, man, if only there were VAR in UPSL, we may have had a little bit of a challenge on that one.
Yeah, that was close.
But no goal is the call, and we play on here as we approach the 45th minute and extra time to come with it.
Yeah, and at this point right now, if you're the Teal, no mistakes at the back. You do not want to make that mistake at the back and let that go in 1-1 at halftime.
I can imagine there's nothing worse than giving up a shorthanded goal.
Yeah, absolutely. A team that only has 10 men getting a quick goal in before halftime, you don't want to see that.
So we have gone into stoppage time here in the first minute, where we can expect at least 4 or 5 minutes here with the long stoppage for the red card earlier on in the half. Some tough play inside here by Noel.
Good job defensively here for the Teal.
Player down here for FC Leopards. This is Noel Zavetti, or Zaliwa, I should say. And couldn't quite see what caused the contact there on Noel as we continue through stoppage time.
Good chance here for the defensive line of the Teal to kind of catch their breath.
So during the stoppage, be sure to bring your car to Martin's Body Shop in Clarksville Collision. For over 50 years, they've been Southern Indiana's top collision repair centers with certified technicians and locations in New Salisbury, Georgetown, and Clarksville. And they'll handle your insurance claims and get you back on the road fast. Choose Martin's Body Shop in Clarksville Collision. Find them online or on Facebook. Let's take a look at this hit again here as we see the free kick coming now for Southern Indiana. And
looks like it just ran right into Elias McLeod.
Yeah, McLeod was just standing there. And so we play on. Now approaching minute number 3 of stoppage time. The sun starting to set behind the rolling hills of Southern Indiana as we get a whistle and a free kick here for FC Leopards.
Beautiful night for soccer here, Kurt. A Chamber of Commerce type day.
Huh. Certain sports broadcaster we know very well who would be saying that.
Absolutely.
Free kick for FC Leopards. Long ball sent in, and the height to the advantage of Luca Perrin that time. But still, an opportunity here for Leopards, and Haji Abdikadir gets in front of it. Beautiful footwork there by the veteran. And there's the whistle, and halftime has approached. 1-0 here in New Albany for Southern Indiana FC on top of FC Leopards here in conference play. The first half brought to you by Apex Music, taking the match to the apex and keeping the high energy with Apex Music is the official DJ of Southern Indiana FC. From game day hype to unforgettable events, Apex Music delivers top-tier entertainment. Whether you need a DJ for your next party, wedding, or corporate event, they've got you covered. Learn more at Apex Music Lou. That is apexmusiclou.com. Well, before we go to a break here for halftime, we'd like to stay here for the halftime festivities that are about to take place as Southern Indiana FC, as we mentioned here, Brant McCoskey, they are now well into their second year of existence, but still there are many players who are not on the team now, but were instrumental in getting this team off the ground. They're being honored here for some halftime festivities.
And this is a really cool event that Nick Hunter and the Southern Indiana FC organization are really doing for halftime tonight here, Kurt, honoring a few players that have been a really integral part of the organization. Matteo Finazzi being one of them. He was the first player signed by Southern Indiana FC, which is really cool. He runs a soccer academy down south, and he does a fantastic job. Wore the captain's armband for a few matches with the Teal early on. So we'll be naming a few other players that are going to be honored as well. But Matteo Finazzi certainly important as well.
Indeed, of course, when we talk about the growth of this organization in particular, and with Nick Hunter, we talked with him earlier this week, saying that they really do have an effort of getting out into the community. In fact, they had players out just this week. In fact, after the ceremony here at halftime, there will be a bunch of kids who are involved with a local reading program for library night here this evening. They'll get to take some penalty kicks against Caden Farrar, who's the backup goalkeeper for Southern Indiana FC. But when we talk about the players that are going to be honored, they were instrumental in getting out in the community and building those relationships.
Yep, absolutely. And being a part of the Southern Indiana FC team, you're going to be out in the community, which they all love. The players love it. The organization loves it. The community loves it when the players are out and about. So, I'm just going to go ahead and name the players that are being honored tonight. Matteo Finazzi, Diallo Irakoze. As you can see on the far side, all of them being announced there by Nick Hunter, which is fantastic. The players are getting a framed jersey with their name on it, which is great, Kurt.
So you mentioned it there. Diallo Irakoze, who was an instrumental goal scorer last season for Southern Indiana FC. Bienfe Ishimi as well is going to be getting a jersey as well. He was one of the earlier players in the spring. And then, of course, Caleb King, who is technically still on the roster for Southern Indiana FC, but he does more of a front office social media presence now for Southern Indiana, but he is still very well affiliated with the organization. Ollie Dickman getting one as well. He was a big signing in the spring, of course.
A
New Albany graduate as well.
Yep, so he will be graduating from New Albany High School this spring, which is fantastic.
Yes, so he will be has a bright future for him as well. Then, as you mentioned, Matteo Finazzi, a native of Italy who came over here, the very first player to be signed by Southern Indiana FC. Owner Nick Hunter, you see right there, he said that Matteo was the first player to believe in what Southern Indiana FC wanted to grow and build, and now it's become this.
Yeah, absolutely. It's become exactly what Nick Hunter has wanted, what this organization has wanted. Matteo was the first one to truly believe in it, but all 5 of these players, just a massive part of this organization. And you can hear the crowd as they, were announced, just how the love that they have for these players.
So there you see them, the 5 players being honored. Matteo Finazzi, Ollie Dickman, Caleb King, Bienfe Nshimi, and Diallo Irakoze. Certainly glad to have all 5 of those players back here for the festivities here this evening. Well, we'll go ahead and now take a quick timeout. When we come back, we will dissect what we saw in the first 45 minutes of this match. 1-0 is the lead, with Southern Indiana leading FC Leopards here on the ISC Sports Network.
Jake Query.
And I'm Derek Schultz.
And we are part of, actually, the entirety of, at least from an on-air standpoint, Query and Schultz on the ISC Sports Network. It's appropriately named. It's charitably award-winning. And, Derek, now we venture into season number 5. Hard to believe.
5 of them. 5 of them. Can you believe it? 2 best buds, talking Colts,
Hardly
Pacers, Indiana sports, every Tuesday night, 7:30, ISC Sports Network, and on socials as well.
It is made possible, of course, by the people who watch and listen every single week. We are most appreciative. We look forward to season number 5.
Ready to transform your health game? Let me introduce you to Jeff City Mix. Imagine delicious boosted teas that energize your day. And meal replacement shakes that actually taste amazing. I mean, who knew healthy could be so tasty, right? Whether you're juggling a busy schedule or just need that extra push, Jeff City Mix has got your back with one-on-one coaching tailored just for you. So if you're ready to kickstart your journey to a healthier lifestyle, don't wait. Come visit us at 2903 East 10th Street in Jeffersonville, Indiana. Be sure to follow us on Facebook at Jeff City Mix and Instagram at jeffcity.mix. We can't wait to serve you, and be sure to ask us about our 5-day challenge. And we will see you soon at Jeff City Mix.
And then volley, oh my goodness, what a touch for the goal. Jumped over by Lawrence Thorne, and they'll score on it. Oh my goodness, give it to us. Oh, there's a lane and he knocks it. Oh my goodness.
Well, if you're looking for the perfect spot to unwind, the Exchange in New Albany offers delicious, locally inspired dishes, craft cocktails, and a great atmosphere for any occasion. Whether you're celebrating a win or just enjoying a night out, the Exchange is the place to be. Visit exchangeforfood.com to explore the menu and plan your visit today. The Exchange, a proud supporter of Southern Indiana FC. Brant McCoskey, Kurt Darling here with you at halftime as both Sledge and Caden Farrar are busy men taking PKs from the library night here, of course, with kids, part of a local reading program. It's certainly cool to see how they really get the community involved with the kids that they work with here.
And Kurt, I have to say, it's awesome to see a mascot taking PKs. I'm not gonna lie, that is so awesome to see a mascot getting in net.
Absolutely, but still, but speaking of the net, Nathan Brown able to get that one goal there off the PK into the back of the net for Southern Indiana FC in the 40th minute after some heated exchanges there with the red card happening there, and so that's certainly something to be of note of as we work into this second half. Right
yeah, and one word that I have for this match so far has been chippy. It's definitely been chippy so far for this official. The officials doing a great job keeping everything under control, but at the same time, this FC Leopards team has done exactly what Nick Hunter said they were going to do. Is they're going to be gritty, and they're going to be quick, and they're going to try to take advantage using that high line. So doing a great job defensively for the Teal, that back line, keeping FC Leopards away from the net. So biggest thing for FC Leopards going into this half, Kurt, is really going to be making sure that they are bending and not breaking, because they are down to 10 men now.
Well, be sure to keep with us here with Southern Indiana FC, as our next broadcast of home games here for the Teal will be on May 3rd at 8 p.m. Pre-College DA going to be taking on the Teal in another highly competitive KYTN Conference showdown. That one happening Saturday, May 3rd, right here on ISC Sports Network. And the last time they played Pre-College DA in the spring, mind you, Brant, it was a 3-3 draw last year.
Yeah, 3-3 draw that came down to a PK in stoppage time. So that was a fantastic match back in the spring. That was the first match that you and I did together, Kurt Darling, and that was a lot of fun. So pre-college DA, always a good matchup.
We'll take another quick timeout. When we come back, we'll take a look at a few highlights and talk about the second half coming at you in just a matter of moments. Stick with us here on the ISC Sports Network.
My name is Jake Query.
And I'm Derek Schultz.
And we are part of, actually, the entirety of, at least from an on-air standpoint, Query and Schultz on the ISC Sports Network. It's appropriately named. It's charitably award-winning. And, Derek, now we venture into season number 5. Hard to believe.
5 of them. 5 of them. Can you believe it? 2 best buds, talking Colts,
Hardly
Pacers, Indiana sports, every Tuesday night, 7:30, ISC Sports Network, and on socials as well.
It is made possible, of course, by the people who watch and listen every single week. We are most appreciative. We look forward to season number 5.
Ready to transform your health game? Let me introduce you to Jeff City Mix. Imagine delicious boosted teas that energize your day. And meal replacement shakes that actually taste amazing. I mean, who knew healthy could be so tasty, right? Whether you're juggling a busy schedule or just need that extra push, Jeff City Mix has got your back with one-on-one coaching tailored just for you. So if you're ready to kickstart your journey to a healthier lifestyle, don't wait. Come visit us at 2903 East 10th Street in Jeffersonville, Indiana. Be sure to follow us on Facebook at Jeff City Mix and Instagram at jeffcity.mix. We can't wait to serve you, and be sure to ask us about our 5-day challenge. And we will see you soon at Jeff City Mix.
And the volley, oh my goodness. What a touch for the goal. Jumped over by Lawrence Thorne, and they'll score on it. Oh my goodness. Give it to him. Oh, through the lane, and he ducks it. Oh my goodness.
Let's take a look at some first half highlights of what you said, Brant. Chippy to describe this game, but still the offense has been plentiful for Southern Indiana, but they only get 1 goal in, but we'll get to that in a matter of moments. Still, as you mentioned, Brant, it's been tough sledding, but still really good efforts here by Southern Indiana.
Yeah, Southern Indiana doing a fantastic job. Both defenses have done a really fantastic job on both sides. Here's a good look at a Nathan Brown shot on goal from a free kick, and defensively here for the Teal. Great cutback, and then Zane Love just does a great job using his height to poke that ball over the post.
But then the breaks have certainly come many, many times for Southern Indiana, as Clegg, with the left foot, mind you, couldn't quite find the upper corner.
Yeah, and then, of course, here's the big moment of the first half here. Dykey, a beautiful run into the box, just gets tackled, blatantly tackled by the Leopards defender.
That's Jonas Abedi, the guilty party, who was then subsequently thrown out of the match, which set up Nathan Brown for the goal of the game here so far in the first 45.
Yeah, Nathan Brown does a fantastic job. Hesitates a little bit, then smooth as butter, punches it in the back of the net for the Teal, and giving them the 1-0 lead.
Nathan Brown, his 4th goal of the season, his 3rd in the last 2 games, makes it 1-0 here for Southern Indiana going into the second half. The celebration and commiseration certainly plentiful there for these players for Southern Indiana. Today's game brought to you by the Soccer Post. Attention soccer fans, Soccer Post Clarksville is now your go-to store for quality top gear, offering an extensive selection of apparel, footwear, and accessories from all of your favorite brands. Locally owned and conveniently located off of I-65. We're here to support coaches, players, as well as teams. Visit us today or shop online at soccerpostclarksville.com. Well, Brant McCoskey, as we get in closer to the second half here, what do you want to see from the Teal in particular to try and not only extend this lead, but still keep growing and progressing as we go through the rest of this ball game?
Yeah, well, keep gelling on the field, which is exactly what Brad Hodder wants to see. More communication, getting the ball to the outsides, those outside channels, using your speed up and down, and creating opportunities into the middle, but really just keep pushing that back line of FC Leopards. They're down a man. Keep pushing the ball down their throats and keep creating opportunities.
Opportunities, the name of the game. There have been a lot of them for Southern Indiana, but still a lot of them didn't quite pan out, and that can certainly be frustrating for you being an attacker in particular in your playing days here. That would describe the frustration of just knowing that you have a good opportunity like that, but it just slips through your fingers like that.
Yeah, really, it's just trying not to get into your own head, right? Just making sure that, you know, like a goldfish, right? Ted Lasso style. You have to be a goldfish and forget everything that happened before, and you just take advantage of the opportunities that are in front of you.
It's amazing how that show has just completely permeated the culture of soccer here in the 21st century.
I think every day of the week I quote Ted Lasso at least once.
Believe.
I
believe
absolutely.
it. I believe it. Second half coming up here for Southern Indiana and FC Leopards. A reminder, FC Leopards playing with only 10 men off of the red card that we just looked at in the highlights. Southern Indiana still at full strength for the time being, and it appears All players are remaining on the pitch from the starting lineup, I believe. We'll see if we can check some substitutions here as we get going into the second half.
Yeah, and really, Kurt, if you're FC Leopards right now, yes, you're down 10 men, but you've seen what your speed can do in creating opportunities for yourselves up top against the Teal defense. So really, it's making sure your players are tracking back against this Teal offense that has been able to get some balls over your head, but at the same time, just making sure that you're utilizing that speed.
And in soccer, I don't know if it's the same way as it is in baseball, but the streak continues as Southern Indiana remains confident in not giving up a goal at all so far here in this season. Clean slate against Lexington SC, clean slate against Tennessee United, and the same thing for Paul DePay, and so far the same thing here for Southern Indiana through this first 45. And that's certainly impressive to talk about, even at the UPSL level. When you're not giving up goals at all through your first 3.5 matches, that's really saying something about the defense.
Well, when you have the back line that they do, when you have a goalkeeper like Zane Love in net, you're playing with a lot of confidence regardless. But at the same time, we saw Zane Love get tested a few times in that first half. He did a fantastic job. We saw in the highlights during halftime knocking the ball over the post, but he had to come out quite a few times to help his defensive line there in that first half, Kurt.
So the second 45 underway here in New Albany.
Yeah, if you're the Teal right now, do not take your foot off the gas. You keep pushing forward.
And pushing forward is Nathan Brown, trying to get the opening, but using that speed that has certainly made FC Leopards notable here in the KYTN conference. Works out for them there as they are able to negate that attack from Brown. And a deep free kick here for Leopards.
Yeah, it was a smart foul there by Nathan Brown. Just kind of tugging on the jersey of FC Leopards just to slow him down, get him an opportunity to get back.
Coming back in the open field here is SIFC. And trying to get the angle forward there to McCloskey. That time was Brown. And just out of his reach, but a corner kick coming up for SIFC.
Yeah, Nathan Brown heavily into this second half already. And creating another set-piece opportunity here for the Teal.
So it has been Brown and McCloskey doing the honors here as McCloskey stands over the ball along with Brown. Brown will unload it into the penalty area. And off the rebound, nothing there for the Teal. Muhammad leaves it for Bezosa and back to McLeod. McLeod splits the defenders inside to Brown, and we have a whistle. And maybe Brown was in an offside position, couldn't quite see what the stoppage was for there.
Yeah, it was a great pass there by Elias McLeod, splitting the defenders to Nathan Brown, and then all of a sudden a whistle hit. I have no idea what the whistle was for, Kurt.
Either way, it was a free kick here for Leopards. Pushing the ball forward, nobody home there for Leopards as Zane Love will just clear Luca Perrin's head as he puts it back in play.
That ball barely got over Luca Perrin's head.
And offside that time is Bezosa, and he didn't think so, but that was the case.
Again, that high line from FC Leopards coming to bite the Teal right away as soon as they play a good ball in.
And that has certainly been the main factor for the attack of Southern Indiana, the fact that FC Leopards, they are not afraid to play that high line all game long.
Yep, because they know they're going to trap you, and they've shown it time and time again here tonight.
Free kick sent forward. Here comes Kiza. He tries to shoot it on target that time, but just a little high and off target.
Yeah, good opportunity there for FC Leopards. Good job defensively there for the Teal to cut off that angle. I'd have to say, getting caught offsides as a striker was one of the most frustrating things for me when I was playing. You make a good run, you get a good ball.
Well, here is a good run, and onside is Brown. Brown gets inside and just rolls that right into the knees of Black. Just an awkward touch right there trying to get around the defense for Brown.
Yeah, just a good job defensively there for the Teal to track back and win it back.
And that was Brown who was the main instigator of that.
And if for Coach Brad Hodder, you love to see that. You love to see the player that loses possession come back and get it back for your team.
Black taking his time uncorking the ball. He finally does. And into the middle here for Leopards. This is again Kiza.
Great
Stolen
step by
away
Perrin.
by Perrin. He's just going to take it himself, nearly the full length of the field. Perrin in an attacking position, but can't lumber towards the ball that time. And look at Luca Perrin go. He was all over the pitch that time before he tackles that out of bounds. That is not a position you usually see him in.
No, I think it caught him off guard a little bit there too, Kurt. He got a little too excited, but that was a easy call here for the official as Kellen Clegg gets ripped down.
And the official walking over, and he has the card out. And it's going to be a yellow card. And I believe that is Saleh Alex who is the guilty party on that one.
Yeah, Kellen Clegg does a great job turning and then just gets ripped to the ground.
So an interesting spot here for the Teal to try and get a free kick.
Can we go back to Luca Perrin? Just plunging forward, doing a great job going forward.
Well,
and then Kellen Clegg plays him the ball, and he was like, oh, it's coming back to me.
Well, you could see he wanted to pass it off to somebody, but nobody was there, and so it's like, okay.
That was so awesome.
Just got to take it. Heads-up effort right there by the center back, playing all the way in the attacking position.
Luca Perrin showing off his athleticism there, going all the way up top and then tracking back and getting the ball back.
McCloskey will put it back in play, lobs it up and in, and going up for it there is Black, and he runs right into Perrin. And Perrin has a solid foot on the goalkeeper Black there for FC Leopards, but Black is able to get right in front, and it looked like Perrin may have taken an elbow to the noggin there that time, but we play on. Perrin again.
Great step by Perrin, great sliding tackle to knock that ball away. Leopards were in.
Ball forward, nobody home there for FC Leopards. And Haji has to track that one down.
Yeah, it looked like there was a little bit of miscommunication there on the back line for the Teal, but Haji did a great job getting over to the ball and using really good footwork to get the ball back outside.
Haji will just push this back into the feet of Love.
Lots of space here for Hornback on the feed from Zane Love.
Here is Bezosa with a lot of open space and tries to get that one to Dykey on the attack, but it looked like Dykey was offside anyway, and Black comes down with it.
Yeah, Dykey was a good foot or two offside there.
Kiza moves ahead here this time to Diego.
Good job defensively there for the Teal. 4 defenders from Southern Indiana FC swarming the attackers.
Alex ahead to Musa. And Perrin able to get in the middle of that one, as Love telling his teammates to calm down here as we work inside the 54th minute. Brown able to come away with the steal.
Good job there by Nathan Brown. Fantastic job.
Bezosa tries the long ball to either Dykey or McCloskey that time, but too far out of reach. Trying to apply the pressure here are the Teal. But in the middle comes Leopards and Dykey.
Oh, well done by Dykey Ozawa to win the ball in the midfield.
Loose ball corralled there by Anzarant. Perrin heads it forward to McLeod. Ozawa off to McCloskey. McCloskey
great
touches
move.
it forward, has some help here with Clegg down in the middle. McCloskey crosses inside McClegg and can't quite get there before Black is able to punch that out. And a whistle and a free kick coming for Southern Indiana FC.
Great possession here for the Teal. Casey McCloskey gets some space on the outside. Kellen Clegg almost gets a touch onto it. Black, the goalkeeper, just slides in and knocks the ball away. Great opportunity for the Teal. And a free kick here for Southern Indiana FC as well.
Standing over the ball, McCloskey, as he awaits the okay from the official. And McCloskey getting some guidance from the line judge. Well, Coach Hodder wanted to work on set pieces this week. They've certainly gotten a lot of practice as well as live game action here in that regard here in this ball game.
Yeah, absolutely. Unfortunately, haven't been able to take advantage of it, but they have had some really good opportunities so far in this match, Kurt.
Here is Brown now standing over the ball.
And if you're the Teal, knowing that FC Leopards are down to 10 men, you wreak havoc in the box right here.
Brown gets the header off to Haji, but it just goes off target and out of play.
Again, that's the second header by Haji.
Take a look at that again, and just a little bit off kilter that time. Well, be sure to taste the difference with Jersey Mike's. From the classic Italian to the flavorful Philly cheesesteak, every sub is packed with bold, delicious taste. Stop by Jersey Mike's in Charlestown or Jeffersonville for your sub above. On the attack here is Zaliwa. Has Diego. And cleared out there by Perrin in the middle of the penalty area. On the attack again, here come Leopards.
Yeah, good job here on the attack from Leopards, but good job defensively as well for the Teal, keeping them at bay.
And Diego touches it out of bounds. And a throw in coming here for Leopards. Kiza puts the left foot into it, interfered with by the back line. Still a tough spot now. And looking for a handball there was Leopards. They did not get the call, and we play on. It's going to be a goal kick here for Zane Love.
Yeah, it looks like the referee didn't see anything either. Neither did the line judge.
Well, Orion Renewable Energy Group is proud to sponsor SIFC. Orion puts the sun to work for Indiana families with clean, renewable energy. There's power in the sun, and Orion Renewable Energy Group is developing clean, green energy with new solar projects all across southern Indiana. To learn more, go to orionrenewables.com. Go team, go solar power in Indiana.
Hey, stay switched on. Let's go.
Time continuing to melt away here for Southern Indiana as they hold on to this 1-0 lead. Batted up, and Brown is in an excellent spot. Heads it forward to Bezosa, who gets the one touch and just across and off target.
Yeah, Brown does a great job tracking the ball down, gets a head onto it, plays it on to Bezosa. Bezosa one-times it just past the back post. Casey McCloskey was actually there on that far post.
But that is a speciality of Alan Bezosa in particular. He loves those one-touch goals, as we saw 8 of them during the fall season last year.
Yeah, he's a fantastic finisher.
Has yet to finish, though, this season here in the spring, as he has yet to get on the board. But nevertheless, an excellent opportunity. Haji has some help from McCloskey, who pushes the ball forward, trying to get it into the feet of Clegg, but interfered with there by Alex. McCloskey trying again this time. Has Clegg on the one touch, but can't quite find McCloskey again. And the throw in coming for Leopards.
Yeah, good footwork there by Kellen Clegg. Great little footwork pass, little flick on. Unfortunately, put too much on it for McCloskey.
Steal away. Clegg with McCloskey again. McCloskey Lobs it in. Alan Bezosa is there, but can't quite get the angle off the noggin again.
Alan Bezosa all alone in the box. Had the far post. Great ball in by Casey McCloskey. Bezosa just can't get it on target, but he was wide open for the Teal. Alan Bezosa, great chance.
Another point-blank opportunity. And McLeod and Dykey can't come down with the ball, and FC Leopards trying to take advantage.
Wonderful job defensively for Alan Bezosa, getting back defensively to stop.
On the quick
the
free
attack.
kick, here comes the attack from Leopards. And going out of bounds that time as we approach the 61st minute.
Yeah, Hornback right there on the defensive end just knocks it out of bounds, allowing his teammates to get back and help out.
Tough defense again here by Hornback. Diego crosses it forward, headed out there by Perrin. And good help there from Daiki Ozawa, gets some open space in the midfield.
And look at Dykey's speed in the open field.
Dykey gets tripped up and loses possession. Leopards on the attack again, stolen away by Muhammad, but not before there's a whistle and a free kick here for Leopards. And Leopards has taken a few quick free kicks here, but they're going to slow this one down as not even they were ready for that, as it goes right through a plethora of players, and Love able to easily corral that one. Here is the long ball from Love as it's tracked down by McCloskey. McCloskey with a little bit of help from Clegg in the penalty area. McCloskey gets his pocket picked though. Ozawa tries to split the defenders, but it's cleared back into the middle.
Yeah, Dykey did a great job stepping in between the defenders there to distract him.
Loose ball in the middle. Elias McLeod able to create the free ball, and Kie comes down with it for Leopards. Perrin tracks down the loose ball, keeping Diego at bay.
Great job there by Luca Perrin along that far side, keeping possession.
Hornback with some help from Brown. Hornbrat back down the near sideline. Into the chest here of Clegg, who takes a hard lick to the knee. That did not look good. And now we have a whistle.
Yeah, that was a very hard tackle there by the defender. Kellen Clegg goes down hard.
And a little gimpy coming up there is Clegg, and yeah, that's a tough one right there.
Yeah, that's a tough tackle. He did get a lot of the ball there, but he got a lot of Kellen Clegg at the same time.
But Clegg is able to jog off and get back into the center attacking position. So that's good news for Coach Brad Hodder and company, as Bezosa will take the free kick. Here is Haji. Haji looking for the opening. Headed forward. Nobody home there for SIFC.
As you can hear the coaching staff yelling, no foul, no foul. And smart play there from the Teal, causing a turnover.
Well, Coach Brad Hodder said this week that training has been the best that it's been all season in preparing for this particular match. He talked about getting ready for the set pieces, but overall just the chemistry of the team has just been getting better and better, as we've seen on display here this evening.
Yeah, absolutely. It's definitely on display here this evening, Kurt, but at the same time, we also saw it a couple weeks ago. Great opportunity.
Muhammad forward here inside, a whistle, and a penalty awarded to Southern Indiana again as Clegg takes the shot again that time. And back to the spot we go to try and get goal number 2 here for the Teal.
Yeah, good ball into the box and just gets absolutely walloped. Looks like Casey McCloskey was the receiving end of that tackle.
So it was McCloskey.
as he was lining up to take that shot, just gets his ankles taken out from underneath him.
And that was Kiza Enzarant, who was the guilty party. Don't have a red card this time, as we did the first time we went through this whole ordeal, but nevertheless, another opportunity here for Southern Indiana. Some words being had as well as Bezosa kind of in the thick of things. You see Brad Hornback stepping in to create some separation. So Casey McCloskey will line up here to take his first penalty kick of the season. It was Nathan Brown last time.
Low into the corner with pace, Kurt. Every time.
The Brant McCloskey special. We'll see what McCloskey decides to do here. McCloskey, score! Casey McCloskey, his second goal of the year, makes it 2-0 for Southern Indiana.
Oh, I love the celebration here too, Kurt, but at the same time, Casey McCloskey just low to the corner with pace. Black, the goalkeeper for FC Leopards, dives in the same direction, actually gets a hand on it. At least it looked like he got a hand on it, but Casey McCloskey with enough pace to put it past the keeper. Great finish.
Casey McCloskey, who was the MVP of the D3 national title match for St. Olaf versus Amherst 2 years ago, then played D1 college ball at Charlotte, now adds another goal here in his professional career with Southern Indiana FC, and the wide margin gets even wider here for the Teal.
That celebration was pristine. That was fantastic.
But you know what else is pristine? Forever Lawn. Transform your outdoors with Forever Lawn Kentuckiana. Get a beautiful, low-maintenance lawn all year round with Forever Lawn Kentuckiana. Perfect for homes, businesses, and playgrounds. Visit ForeverLawnKentuckiana.com for your free consultation today. Forever Lawn Kentuckiana. Beauty and durability in one. Southern Indiana looking to make it 3-0 now here as they get on the attack again.
Again, you don't want to take your foot off the pedal because yes, you may be up 2-0, but one mistake at the back can cause some serious trouble for the Teal.
Free kick here for Leopards. And you certainly have to remember, if you're with the Leopards at this particular juncture, this is only their second match of league play, as Clegg tries to get one on target that time, but not before a whistle, and I believe an offside is the call.
Coach Brad Hodder yelling for everyone to get back, for Dykey to get back. Get everyone back on the defensive end. And again, Luca Perrin, just an absolute force to be reckoned with in the back all evening.
Here comes Clegg again. Clegg tries to feed it to Dykey that time. And Clegg trying to meander his way into the penalty area.
Oh, good ball by
Dykey.
Clegg.
Dykey tries to push it forward, trying to find Bezosa. But Leopards able to push it back into the middle.
Great job there by Alan Bezosa to track back and win it back for the Teal.
Opportunity here for Southern Indiana. Brown puts the ball off of the chest of Noel that time, and it's corralled by Black.
No, sir! No, sir! No, sir!
You hear Brad Hodder telling his team to be careful as Brad Hornback was getting right in front of the attacker that time there for FC Leopards.
And again, we've seen what FC Leopards can do pace-wise, possession-wise. They just haven't been able to capitalize, Kurt.
Corner kick here for Leopards. Diego tries to feed that one in and played out there by Perrin. Diego trying to turn the corner here on Brown.
Great job. Great defense by Brown. Unfortunately gets called for a foul there, but great defense on Brown. Making possession very difficult here for FC Leopards.
Approaching the final 20 minutes. De facto corner kick here on the free kick from Kiza. Kiza keeps it low towards the post, and Bezosa clears that one back into the middle. Kiza, great footwork here onto the inside, but just clears that one back out, does Southern Indiana. Here is McCloskey. Firing his way down, gets it to Muhammad. Muhammad into the penalty area, shot on goal, off the rebound, again a save there by Black. Not one but two shots there available from Muhammad, but the goalkeeper Black here for FC Leopards, steady as they go.
Yeah, Muhammad does a fantastic job making a run, gets a good shot off, gets blocked by Black, and then gets the rebound and almost puts it in.
Another shot on goal there from way outside that time by Southern Indiana. And an easy save there by Black. Remember, the 2 goals scored here by Southern Indiana have all come off of penalty kicks. But when it comes to gameplay goals, or rather shots on goal, Black has really been stellar for FC Leopards in the goal here when it comes to shots coming from the field.
Yeah, shots coming from the field, he's been stellar. I mean, he's been super strong at the back. He's a leader at the back for this Leopards team, you can absolutely tell, and he's done a great job here tonight.
Into the penalty area, shot on goal and getting into the back of the net. Musa finding it there for FC Leopards, and Southern Indiana giving up their first goal of league play this season here in the 72nd minute.
Yeah, great job there by Leopards, taking advantage of it. Beautiful cross into the box and hits it off. A great shot right into the corner past Zane Love. There was really nothing Zane Love could do there. Just a great shot.
Short-handed goal given up here by Southern Indiana. Again, FC Leopards playing with only 10 men, and they're finally able to break the stalemate here, at least get one back, as SIFC still leads 2-1.
Yeah, unfortunately gets through the Teal defense, and just a beautiful one-time shot there for FC Leopards, puts it into the corner. We got a 2-1 match here, Kurt.
The Teal, though, still on the attack as Brown gets into the penalty area and tries to cross his body and leaves it too far to the left.
If you're the Teal, yes, it happened. You move forward. You continue playing strong defense. You cannot let the Leopards back into this one, Kurt.
It just goes to show you, Brant, that the match is never over until the final whistle.
Well, and huge props to FC Leopards for not backing down. Really, you're 10 men down, you're 2-0 down, and you're still going at it. Great for them.
Still, though, the defense is paramount for Southern Indiana here over these final 18 minutes. Hornback and Bezosa exchanging passes, along with Perrin. Perrin gets into the middle, has some help from Clegg, who knocks it forward, and nobody to track that one down that time.
Yeah, it looked like Casey McCloskey was in an offside position there.
High ball back into the middle. Bezosa clears it back into the middle. Attacking front here, getting organized for FC Leopards. Pushed forward. Coming down with it, nicely done by Noel, who tries to push it forward to the attacker. Nothing there as Brown comes away with it. McLeod trying to find Dykey, can't quite come away with it. Another turnover here by SIFC. Pushing forward here are Leopards. McLeod back to Bezosa again. Pushing ahead and cleared back away as Clegg puts some pressure, or rather McCloskey, I should say, puts some pressure there on Black.
Yeah, it's going to be imperative for the Teal right now to stay disciplined defensively. Remaining in their shape is what Coach Brad Hodder calls it. Just staying in their shape and being disciplined.
Here is Bezosa getting onside, cross inside, and the bicycle kick goes just off the corner that time from the foot of McCloskey. Or rather, Clegg, I should say. That was Kellen Clegg, who couldn't quite get the angle that time, but still an acrobatic attack there by Clegg. Ahead and offside is Dykey in the penalty area.
Yeah, Kellen Clegg flicks it up to himself, just could not get enough power on that one, on that bicycle kick.
15 long minutes remain. In the middle here, FC Leopards trying to get organized with Musa. This is Kie, and he finds Diego. Haji able to interfere with the attack and holds it back here for Love.
Yep, smart possession at the back here for the Teal. No mistakes.
And I would say here, Brant, if there was ever a time to play the possession game, it is certainly right now here for Southern Indiana, as long as you're able to at least continue to try and keep on the attack.
Yeah, absolutely. If you can maintain the attack, keep FC Leopards off the ball.
Offside again. Our Southern Indiana, McCloskey couldn't believe it that time.
Yeah, and again, FC Leopards taking advantage of playing that high line.
And a whistle and a yellow card going to be issued here to Southern Indiana. That'll be Muhammad as he gets tangled up there with Musa there at midfield.
Hey, calm it down again.
Well, if you're craving the ultimate gourmet hot dogs, sausages, and burgers, look no further than Doghouse. Made with top quality ingredients and served with their signature grilled King's Hawaiian rolls, every bite is a game changer. Visit Doghouse today and taste the difference. Check out the full menu at doghouse.com. Well, entering the match here for Southern Indiana will be Saleh Akuchi wearing number 77, and it looks like it is going to be Dykey who's coming out of the match. And again, Dykey still not able to get on the board this season, but as you mentioned, Brant, creating many opportunities this evening here in his 70 minutes of play.
Well, his speed, his footwork, his possession in the middle of the field, his defense, his tracking back, making sure that he's helping his defensive teammates win possession back. He's done a fantastic job this evening. You can't say enough great things about Daiki Ozawa and the player, the athlete that he is, because like you said, Kurt, he has created so many opportunities for his teammates here tonight. Just unfortunately couldn't get a tally for himself.
And it looks like Balak Musa is going to have to come out of the ball game. He had the goal to get one back here on Southern Indiana, but it looks like FC Leopards are going to have to go further into their bench here over the final 13 minutes.
Yeah, I was wondering if they would keep him on the field, just knowing that he was the goal scorer, but looks like they are not going to hesitate, and they're going to put somebody else onto the field. And with only 12 minutes remaining, Kurt, you really don't want to mess around with playing with 9 men.
Absolutely. So awaiting the free kick here for FC Leopards. Sent forward and easily defended there by McLeod. Akuchi trying to push that one hard to Kellen Clegg.
I don't think Kellen Clegg was expecting the pace on that one.
Well, remember, Saleh Akuchi, he's been on the bench for the last 75 minutes, so he is a lot fresher.
Fresh legs. Fresh legs, absolutely. Fresh legs. We've seen the speed from Saleh Akuchi. We know the possession. We know.
Here's a good run from Muhammad, though, off the feed from McLeod, but just interfered with by the back line there for FC at Leopards.
Yeah, just couldn't get the ball across. He had Kellen Clegg wide open there in the middle, but just could not get the ball across. Great defense there by Leopards.
Akuchi working the middle now as Hornback getting caught up on the defense there, and a free kick coming for Leopards. Well, Brad Hornback as a defender has stuck to his men like glue throughout the entirety of this match so far, and it's paid dividends, even if it comes at the cost of a foul and a free kick like this as we enter now the final 10 minutes of play.
Well, and really it was a smart foul, allowing his teammates to get back and help out this late in the match. You definitely need to make sure that you're where you need to be defensively. Good header out there by Elias McLeod.
Stolen away here by Southern Indiana. Clegg with a big run along with McLeod with him. Clegg gets touched from behind, keeps possession, one-on-one, empty net, score! Kellen Clegg, his 11th career goal with Southern Indiana, his 4th of the season. 3-1 Southern Indiana.
Kellen Clegg does a fantastic job winning the ball in the midfield, taking on two defenders. He had Elias McLeod, but just takes him on, takes a couple steps to the left, beats the keeper and just taps it in. Kellen the Leg Clegg, as we call him around here. Kellen the Leg Clegg does a fantastic job with the finish. His 4th goal of the season. Kellen Clegg, fantastic finish. Puts the Teal up 3-1.
In the 81st minute, Kellen Clegg again was not even in the starting lineup at the beginning of spring training, but now has proven himself to be a player that Coach Hodder says they cannot afford to take off the field, and he shows you why right here.
Yeah, absolutely impressive finish here from Kellen Clegg. Sidesteps the keeper, but really it was being able to keep that possession with two defenders on him, really just using his power, his pace, then sidesteps the keeper. Just a beautiful finish. The celebration was not too shabby.
And speaking of not too shabby, that's what Martin's Body Shop in Clarksville Collision will make sure that your car is for over 50 years. Martin's Body Shop in Clarksville Collision has been Southern Indiana's top collision repair centers. With certified locations in New Salisbury, Georgetown, and Clarksville, choose Martin's Body Shop in Clarksville Collision. Find them online or on Facebook. Here comes another attack from Southern Indiana. This is Akuchi getting into the penalty area, but he gets poked away there by the back line.
Yeah, it was a good possession there by Saleh Akuchi. Great run, great possession, just unfortunately got it knocked away.
Hey!
And again, great job for the Teal bouncing back after giving up a goal, not letting your head sink down, just keeping your focus on what you need to do. Kellen Clegg taking advantage.
Final 7 minutes of play here in regulation. And mind you, Brant, this is still league play, which means every goal does count. Goal differential is a main thing to mention here. We looked at the conference standings at the top of the broadcast, and Southern Indiana, even though they had scored the same amount of goals as Tennessee Tempo, they have the lead right now in the conference because of goal differential.
Yeah, and you're looking at the scoreboard right now, Kurt. You're +2 on goal differential. Unfortunately, you gave the one away tonight, but for it being your first goal that you've given up in league play so far, 1 goal is not too bad. But, yeah, +2 on the evening.
Coming up here on the final 6 minutes of play. Well, taking the match to the apex and keeping the energy high, Apex Music is the official DJ of Southern Indiana FC. From game day hype to unforgettable events, Apex Music delivers top-tier entertainment. Learn more at apexmusiclou.com. That is apexmusiclou.com today. So here in the final 5 minutes, Southern Indiana hoping to put the bow on this one, but in particular, Southern Indiana's Youth Academy playing in the Javanin Cup, and certainly going to be looking forward to having them get a successful season going as well. And, you know, the Academy has something that was in particular that Coach Brad Hodder was super excited to help build from. Literally building the organization from the ground up is what he's been excited about, and that's certainly indicative of that right there.
Yeah, and just a huge shout-out to all the Academy kids that are playing in the Javanin Cup here this weekend. Hopefully pulling out some victories for the Teal, but yeah, just love to see the Youth Academy, the expansion, the growth that they've had just in a short amount of time. I know it's something that, like you said, Kurt, Coach Brad Hodder and Nick Hunter are extremely, extremely proud of.
Absolutely. So congratulations to them, and good luck in their competition in the Javanin Cup here this weekend. The aggression still staying upward here for Southern Indiana. And the same thing for FC Leopards as they try to cut into this lead. Here is Saleh Akuchi.
Looks like Saleh Akuchi may have taken a finger to the eyeball.
It certainly looked that way, and the official had the delayed whistle, but the whistle is there. And a free kick here's coming up soon here for Southern Indiana as we approach the final 4 minutes.
Good sportsmanship there from Leopards, coming over, shaking hands with Saleh Akuchi after getting a finger to the eyeball. Never a fun feeling.
And Bezosa will line up to take the free kick. Haji trying to put it into the feet of Clegg that time. And a whistle, and looked like it was a foul off the ball maybe. Either way, it's a free kick for FC Leopards. Tough pressure there from Akuchi on the goalkeeper, Black. And Bezosa tracks down the long ball.
Yeah, cool, calm, collected there from Alan Bezosa on the defensive side. Just wins possession, takes a couple touches, gets it back to Zane Love.
Well, if you're looking for the perfect spot to unwind, the Exchange in New Albany offers delicious, locally inspired dishes and craft cocktails and a great atmosphere for any occasion. Whether you're celebrating a win or simply enjoying a night out, the Exchange is the place to be. Visit exchangeforfood.com to explore the menu and plan your visit today. Clegg working the near sideline here with Bezosa. Akuchi in the middle. And Hornback back again here with Perrin.
Again, another shining star for the Teal tonight. Brad Hornback, tremendous job defensively, shutting down any attacker that came near him. Doing a fantastic job on the defensive side, Brad Hornback.
Southern Indiana will be going on the road here in a couple of weeks. They get the bye for Easter, which owner Nick Hunter and certainly Coach Brad Hodder were very thankful for, to have the bye on their holiday weekend as well. So they are off next weekend, but then they go on the road April 26th against their old rival here in the spring season, Tennessee Tempo, down in Nashville. That will be a big game here between those two ball clubs.
Yeah, we're used to seeing SIFC and Tennessee Tempo 1 and 2 atop the KYTN conference standings. It's going to be a massive match between those two. It's always competitive. Again, usually gets a little chippy between those two as well, but it's always a fun match when those two get together.
And we have a player coming off here for Southern Indiana, it appears, and I believe this is McCloskey. As the training staff will come out here to take a look at him. It looked like he took a shot to the head. So Casey McCloskey going to come off the pitch here. An excellent game from him, getting the PK goal to put Southern Indiana up 2-0 here in the second half.
Yeah, Casey McCloskey, great game tonight. Just relentless effort all over the pitch here for Southern Indiana FC. Again, like you said, Casey McCloskey punching in the second penalty kick for the Teal tonight, but really his effort was fantastic all night tonight.
So coming up here on stoppage time, as we await the substitution here for Southern Indiana, this is going to be Elam Dogby, who had a goal against Paul DePay FC last weekend. He will finish things off here in stoppage time for SIFC.
Yeah, it's good to see Dogby getting some more playing time here tonight for the Teal.
So we're in the first minute of stoppage time. Southern Indiana looking to put a bow on this one as they get ready for the bye, and then their eventual matchup with Tennessee Tempo here in 2 weeks.
Good settle there by Kellen Clegg.
Sidi Muhammad playing up here as Southern Indiana just looking to kill time and put this one to bed. Offside position there for Kellen Clegg. Story of the match as FC Leopards have continually played that high line, and it has certainly made things challenging for SIFC as Black came out and got tangled up there with Clegg. Free kick here for FC Leopards.
Yeah, Black was just trying to get the ball back to where the penalty took place, or the offside call took place, and Kellen Clegg was delaying the game a little bit. Well, and Kurt, from what we've seen tonight, yes, SIFC is up 3-1, but FC Leopards has really been kind of a thorn in SIFC's side tonight with possession, with speed, with their grit, really, that they've shown all night.
It's been a hard-fought match.
It's been absolutely a hard-fought match, and they're going to be a tough opponent for anybody this season.
Absolutely. They beat Bowling Green to start the year, and they're certainly glad to be back on the pitch after having their last 2 matches postponed because of weather.
Yeah, good possession here for the Teal defensively.
Kikuchi tripped up, no whistle, we play on.
Yeah, playing advantage here. Good opportunity here for the Teal.
Here is Brown, back into the middle off of McLeod, who tries to get the one touch ahead to either Elam as well as Clegg, but nobody home that time. Halfway through the 3rd minute now of stoppage time. Kikuchi playing back. Noel comes away with it here for FC Leopards and poked away again there by Parent. Enzeron pushes forward. Parent again clears the ball back into the middle.
Yeah, it looks like Kellen Clegg just took an elbow right to the back of the head there.
And it's going to be a late yellow card going to be given to Pogba. And I believe that is his 2nd yellow card, so that's going to result in a red. So 2 red cards now here for FC Leopards, as Pogba now will be sent off here.
Yeah, I believe he made some sort of motion towards the official there, Kurt. I don't think that was his 2nd yellow.
So yeah, you're probably right. Nathan Egan will come on to the pitch here for Southern Indiana to close things out.
But yeah, FC Leopards down to 9 men to finish this one off. 94th minute.
And now entering 90 plus 5 as we get to the full 90 minutes. Here is Dogby on the far sideline. Dogby into the penalty area, tries to cross it forward to Egan, and it's collected by Black. Stolen away. Here comes FC Leopards.
Yeah, Leopards again, still not backing down really, just doing everything they possibly can to create some opportunities. Good job defensively from the Teal.
Still awaiting the final whistle from the official as Black is going to back off. And it's collected, and there is the final whistle. Full time has come. Southern Indiana getting the 3 points here in KYT on conference play. Your final score 3-1. Southern Indiana victorious over FC Leopards.
Yeah, again, a gritty win here for the Teal here tonight, 3-1. But it didn't come easy, Kurt. Really, they had to really push through. They had to really climb back after they gave up that goal from FC Leopards. Like I said, FC Leopards is going to be a tough opponent for anybody this season, but great win here for the Teal, taking that 3 points.
Indeed they are. So Southern Indiana getting their 4th win in a row. They remain undefeated in league play as they get ready to take on at Tennessee Tempo on the road here in just a couple of weeks. Brant McCoskey, a pleasure, my friend.
Always a pleasure with you, Kurt.
Definitely. Final score again, 3-1. Here in this one, Southern Indiana knocks off FC Leopards. Today's game has been brought to you by River City Mortgage. Accessible, authentic, transparent. A special shout out to Elijah Mash as well as our producer Sean Walker. For Brant McCoskey, I'm Kurt Darling saying so long till next time. You've been watching Southern Indiana FC here on the ISC Sports Network.